Glory! Harvey, oh my God, I'm terrible.
Oh, time's up. I think we're done.
There we go.
I think the interview's over. I think we got the wrong person.
Just close that right there. Park it up, park it in, I'm done. Thank you both so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thanks for learning our names.
Oh, God. And congrats on the new seasons of what?
13 minutes left. 13 minutes left, Brendan. You gotta milk this. 13 minutes left.
I love this interview. This feels right.
I could go like this for another 12 minutes for sure.
I don't even. What does CBR stand for?
Comic Book Resources. We're the super nerds.
Oh, good. Okay. So focus up because you guys can be the most inviscerating.
we really can't just be the meanest nerds sometimes, which is weird because we were nerds. We should be tired of me.
Yeah, but you're too smart. Your brains need to go somewhere.
And most of my brain power recently has been focused on what we do in the shadows because I got to check out about half of the new season. It's really short. So I kind of wanted to start off just knowing that this show can and will go anywhere and everywhere with these characters. Like, where is your mind at when any season starts and you start getting into scripts? What is your mindset going into every season of the show?
Oh, we're just happy you're talking to us. And good news is I think and I hope all three of us love the show. Right? Do you love it? Okay, I don't know if you're allowed to reveal that as the unbiased interviewer. When we start a new season, I guess my first thoughts are always, how am I going to get to Toronto? Will my family come with me to Toronto? Where will I stay in Toronto? Toronto. Oh, and vampires. And then my other thought is, just like you're saying, the show can do anything. And so I'm just so thrilled to know that when I get there, I will be saying irreverent things. I might even be doing stunts. There will be creatures. There will be special effects. There will be British people talking to me. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I get excited to read the scripts. So different than like season 1 where we got like pieces or out of order scripts. So we didn't know what was happening throughout the season. And now we kind of get them and we can kind of put the pieces together. For me personally, it's as the human being on the show, it's nice to know where the season's going so we can have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So I can sprinkle Guillermo's, emotional roller coaster correctly instead of guessing or jumping ahead for ideas or what might happen. It's nice to know a little bit ahead of time, but not too ahead, because then you get into your head about it, but just enough that you can be in the right mindset. And then I get excited when I see stunts as well. Like Kristen said, I get really excited when I see stunts, and we definitely have some cool stunts this season, so I'm excited.
I got to see Harvey do a stunt this season, and he was very strong. I mean, he had lots of harnesses and tons of ropes and like 4 stunt people around him holding him up. No, you were very strong. Yes.
I was pretty strong on my own. I don't really use ropes. It's like the whole Tom Cruise thing. Like I drove my own plane, so I did that.
Oh, yeah.
Drove.
Exactly. That's what you say. You drive your plane.
What did I say? It's better than when I ask somebody if the people on their softball team is their castmates. Who's their castmates?
Our jobs are to talk. We're so hard on it.
I literally just asked that to my partner. I said, who's the rest of your castmates in your baseball team?
A different kind of nerd, huh?
A different kind of nerd. Yeah.
Oh my God. But I think that because Guillermo goes through a very unique arc this year. I don't want to give away too much, obviously, because this will go up post pre-release of the season. But I definitely want to ask because Guillermo really gets to experience a lot of different dynamics with Mandor as well. He's kind of on the run from Mandor a little bit. And you get a lot of time with Laszlo this season, which is not something we got a lot of Guillermo in the past. So how did you kind of approach the evolving dynamics for the season? Because Guillermo's really getting to play with a lot of different angles this year.
Yeah, I think the writers did a really great job of every season we get to hang out with another castmate, member longer than we have in the past. I think the first couple of seasons, obviously, it was Nandermo and it was Guillermo and Nandor together a lot. And after, last year's wedding and boyfriends replicating and all of that fiasco, there's been maybe a little bit of space put in position to allow other friendships in the household to blossom more. And so this year, I think by necessity, we see that Guillermo and Laszlo kind of join together and bond a lot, which is nice to play opposite Matt Berry, just because I don't get to do that too often. And so that was nice to play off another castmate.
I think, Kristen, you are fully in the main cast. Congratulations on that, by the way. Like, you're in the credits now.
I'm not sure if well, sure, what? Let's start that rumor. Yeah, I'm in the main cast.
But I love like my notes at one point go like the guy that just bonds of this wealth of knowledge, all of this great backstory. Like she's the one who knows how to do the very complicated spells in the show. She's also the one who is, in my notes, I described as a kicked puppy. Just because she feels so like it's so sad with like the Notch's relationship with her is so. She's so sympathetic for this woman who's killed hundreds of people over the course of the last centuries. How did you kind of play that balance of like, I've not only still got to be whenever there's a big lore dump, whenever there's something we got to explain about the curses, I still have to be the knowledgeable one in the room, but also I just want to be part of the gang. Like, what was it kind of like finding that balance?
Oh, well, I mean, luckily the writers provide all the witchcrafting knowledge that I wouldn't know. So that's done for me. And then the feeling of being left out, that was done for me all through school. So that was easy to tap into. And even adulthood, there's been some instances where I'm like, oh, not invited. So just like, not hard to find that. I was just recalling like, wanting to have like a best girlfriend or any boyfriend or any friend in like throughout my schooling was a challenge until college. And I remember like, at one point there was best friend necklaces and that like I desperately wanted to share a best friend necklace, and then they even like had 3 best friend necklaces where you could have a threesome and it was broken into 3 pieces, and I couldn't even get in on that. I couldn't even be a third wheel. Like it was lonely time. Maybe don't print that.
We're live, Kristen.
I'll turn it down a little bit. I was a military bro growing up, and so like I moved constantly. So I never had like the constant best friend. I'd move somewhere, make a new best friend, and be like, all right, bye forever. So when I got to college and somebody was like, well, obviously you're my best friend, like everybody could tell you like, oh, that meant nothing to him, and then you turn to me, it's like, oh. Well, we won't print that part either. I did want to bring up too that this is 5 seasons with a character is an impressive run to get to play with somebody, to really get to play and experiment and learn more about somebody like Guillermo. With that in mind, what surprised you the most? Kind of looking back to when you first joined the show, you didn't expect about this character. How has Guillermo surprised you over the years?
I mean, a lot. I think that we look back at his trajectory and it's just, it's all to the writers, like with Paul and Stephanie and Sarah and the whole team, everyone just I had no idea the character was going to blossom to what he did. And it was a nice surprise just because it was, he was kind of a familiar servant and then turned into find out that he's a Van Helsing, find out that he has these like special like fighting techniques that's naturally in him, so he becomes a bodyguard, club embezzler, caretaker, co-parenting baby Colin Robinson with the father figure like Laszlo as well. So this has been nice. It's been nice to like play all those layers because there's just different colors to get to play with Guillermo. And the stunts are always a nice surprise. And Pig and the whole stunt team who are amazing. And Josh, my stunt double as well, who used to make fun of me the first couple of seasons because like, oh, you're going to get me out of a job, eh? Because like he would never go on the first couple of times. And then, he does go on a lot though when we have to do the big stuff, like when he has to like roll over his neck down a flight of stairs. Which the first time I did it, they didn't like it, so they asked him to do it, and the insurance people also asked him to do it. So that was another reason why I couldn't do it. But aside from all that, I think I'm always surprised with what they come up with. Like they literally every season surprises, and we kind of can get ahead of it and be like, I think next year I can see it happening this way, and it's always a nice surprise. So it's all the writers. So support writers.
All right.
Yep. That's a big point of most of my interviews lately. Has been a lot of how many writer throwouts can we get out there? So thank you for giving that run. Oh my God. Also, yeah, no, I've stopped writing prediction articles about like, well, I imagine this is where the new season will go because I'm always 110% wrong. But straight to the show, you're right. That is a real great element of what we do in the shadows. Is you can't know what's coming. Kristen, you also got to ask because the guy just wants to hang out with Nadja so bad. Where do you think the guy would take it? Like if Nadja actually went to the guide and said, "Yeah, fine, we'll hang out today. What do you want to do?" What would the guy do with that kind of power?
Oh my gosh, great question. I mean, definitely, I like just like not being dismissed is already a win for the guide with Nadja. That would be enough just to sit there. Maybe they would go out. I could see them going out and maybe getting a mani-pedi late night and then eating the technicians. I guess maybe flying to Paris and having like a nice time on the Eiffel Tower. Maybe then they'll fly to Egypt and sit on top of a pyramid and just like talk about how they used to live here in 20 BC or whatever.
I love that your dream hangout for them is effectively the Aladdin song, like where it's just flying all over the world and looking at all.
Well, to be honest, I just went on Soarin' in California Adventure. So I started taking you on that ride.
I was seeing that, and I was like, I smell the citrus over.
You smell you go over Africa, and you smell
the dust, the dirt,
yes,
the dirt,
But the vampires do that every day, I guess. You know what? Maybe we would go shopping. Oh, we would go shopping, but also what would be fun is maybe we could like do a podcast together. Or she already did that. Maybe write a sexy. Maybe they could write a sexy, what do they call those sexy books?
I like the podcast idea, like Blood Ladies.
Oh, I know, I like it too. But remember when she tried to do the podcast with all the dead people last in season 4, and she was so bad. But we could do it again. We could solve. Oh my God, a murder podcast where we commit the murders and then talk about it later. Like
Blood Junkie.
What happened?
Blood Junkie.
Yeah.
Just trying to solve the serial murders, and then having to end it off with because no, that was Laszlo. Shit.
Yeah, totally.
And they saw it every time, and they find out they're the ones who did it or committed it.
every time, so they keep getting these really great.
Because they would be like the people, like, because they haven't been caught. Obviously, they haven't been incarcerated, at least to my knowledge. So, I mean, they could outlive the prison system, but no, they might die in prison without getting blood. Oh, interesting. So they would be the question marky serial killers. Wow.
I think we have season 6.
We have
Awesome.
a spinoff. You know I want a spinoff.
Oh my God. Kristen, Harvey, thank you so much. It's so much fun.
Oh, thank you, Brandon.
Brandon?
You did great. You did great.